Hi, everybody. It's John Galante, president of AE Ventures, here for another in our series of Arc of Achievement Award honorees interviews. I am thrilled today to have Madison Saab, who is a senior vertical solutions manager with Alarm.com. Alarm.com is one of our original Arc of Achievement Award honorees. Um, they're an original in a lot of ways with us. They were one of our original sponsors of the Tech Home Builder Summit. It's a company that I've had a deep association with all the way back to the time when I lived in Northern Virginia, and Alarm.com was kind of just getting going and flowing. But thrilled to have some time here with Madison to learn more about Alarm.com and to learn more about what Alarm.com is doing with builders, which is one of Madison's principal charges. So Madison, thanks for making time today.
Thanks for having me, John.
That's great. What maybe let's just kind of start at the beginning, origins of Alarm.com and its evolution. Been around 15 years or so by now, right?
More than 15.
Okay.
Try 24. So
All
we
right.
were founded in 2000, yeah, in Tysons Corner, Virginia. And at that time, I was not with the company at that point. I've been with the company for 9 years. But during the 2000s, that was very much the .com era. And so everyone was buying up domain names. And at the time, one of the kind of tech darlings of Northern Virginia, MicroStrategy, had bought the domain name alarm.com. And so one of our founders, Ali Slavin, was tasked really with building this business idea around alarm.com. And so she came up with the whole idea around interactive security. We kind of founded that space. And because of our humble beginnings within MicroStrategy, we were eventually spun off of that. But because of that, data has been very much at our core from the beginning. And our platform has really grown to what it is today. Have over 9 million subscribers worldwide and are in over 60 countries globally as well. So security is very much as where it's within our name. It's very much at our core still, and it's a key differentiator for alarm.com. But our platform's really expanded to be kind of a one-stop shop for all of the devices in your home, whether that be security, automation, video, wellness. We're really wanting to be that connection point that is connecting people with the things that really matter most to them, being their families, their homes, businesses, and even their pets.
Yeah, you're a platform company, really, and in addition to those, that security piece and the data piece. I mean, I think cloud connectivity is a big piece of the Alarm.com innovation story as well. I mean, it's tethered systems, right? And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the functionality and the value prop delivered is critically connected to that cloud connection, right?
Absolutely. Yes. We focus on the software piece, and there are a few parts and pieces in terms of hardware that we manufacture ourselves. But by and large, we're very much that connector that's bringing together best in class manufacturers with across different product categories together. And so, because of that, we've got some really great relationships within the builder channel as well. A lot of the same manufacturers that they're working with on the lock, the light, the thermostat, garage door, you name it. A lot of those same manufacturers are the same ones that we've brought into our own ecosystem, with cloud to cloud integrations, to really tell that complete story of a connected home.
Right. So let's talk about residential markets served. You do serve the existing home resale, or as we like to say, the used home market, right?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get to the builder stuff that we care more about.
Sure. So we're a B2B to C company. So really, we take our services to market through our dealer partners, our integrators across the country. We have over 15,000, or I'm sorry, 11,000 of those today that really service and support alarm.com customers. And so with all of those partners, we've grown to, as I mentioned, not only serve the security market, but a lot of other markets as well. The residential existing home business is definitely our core market that we went to market with it initially, but that's expanded into alarm.com for business, that's expanded into wellness, video, a lot of other product categories as well.
As a security or a smart home security platform provider, I'm not sure that there's another company that really has the dedicated suite of process supports for builders that you all do. So maybe you could take us on a little bit of a tour of that, of all
Yeah.
of the products, one thing, and the product needs to be solid and it needs to deliver for the owners and users. But if the process supports aren't there for the builder to get the sell through, those things aren't right. The product could be the greatest in the world, but it's gonna ultimately fail. So talk about your process supports.
Yeah, you're exactly right, John. And I think the way that we've structured our builder program really works hand in hand with each of the areas of the home building process, really. So if we kind of start at the beginning where, builders are constructing these communities and these homes, we really try to cater our program to really solve some of the pain points and really help them create more business efficiencies as they are, building out these homes. So to kind of start on the pre-close side there, we've developed a community management solution that really allows builders to more effectively manage their whole entire portfolio of homes, whether that be their models, their inventory to be sold homes. All of that can be effectively managed from that enterprise level dashboard that then really unlocks a lot of the other programs that solve for some of those pain points. What we're ultimately trying to drive towards is reducing net operating expenses for our builder partners. And so because of our community management solution and having it installed in all of these homes, it's helping mitigate theft, it's reducing construction power, it's helping save on insurance premiums, and then ultimately, it's helping drive more walkthrough traffic into these homes through our third-party partnerships with companies like UTour and InterNow with self-guided tour technology. So really looking at how we can really create a better business process for the home builders before the homes are actually sold.
Yeah, and at the same time that you're building those efficiencies, you're able to demonstrate and show the smart home technology to the buyer as well, right? Whether that's
Exactly.
a standard or it's going to be sold as an option, they're experiencing it as part of their self-guided tours, right?
Exactly. Yes. Whether that be with the self-guided tours, so they would be, having a temporary PIN code to let themselves into the house on the front door lock, touring the house, and then after the tour is over, the security systems in the house so they can actually make sure that it's secure in between touring hours. You've got that aspect of it that the home buyers can really see, look, feel there as they're touring the homes. But we also help out on the model home side as well by providing a kit of equipment so that not only the prospective buyer can see what that would be like if they were to purchase a home, but it's also a great tool for the sales agents as well. They can really understand the wow factor and kind of create their own use cases around the smart home technology and how ultimately it can help them feel safe and secure while they're staffing the model, but also help them showcase the home to those prospective buyers.
Mm-hmm. All right, can you take us through some more process supports?
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
what about the kind of designing the technology into the homes? And I think, importantly, um, getting the performance on the job site. We do have a history of an industry as underperforming on the job site with the national and regional builders, right? Because the history is there are a lot of smaller players on the trade contractor subcontractor level who aren't necessarily up to the service level quality that a high volume builder demands. But you guys are kind of cracking the code on that. Tell us how
Yeah.
you work with key trade partners to make sure that implementation piece, the design and installation piece, is rock solid.
Absolutely. It all kind of starts with working hand in hand with the builders so that, as we're hopefully educating them on how to define a smart home and really helping them come to the conclusion that it really does need to be a platform solution that they're implementing. And so from there, working hand in hand with the builder to make sure that the products and pieces that are being specified in the home are ultimately compatible with that platform. So that's kind of the first step.
Yeah.
From there, having the builders subs put in those right compatible parts and pieces. We're not trying to disrupt any of their existing relationships. We know that they want to build and sell houses as quickly as possible. So we are not trying to disrupt or add any additional time to that. So from there, whenever the homes are sold, it's really about having that integrator come in that is going to really set up that home buyer for success from a white glove experience, and providing the builder the details and the integrator with details of ultimately what is standardized in the home and how can the integrator make sure that they're facilitating any upgrades as seamlessly as possible. And on the back end, from alarm.com being a very data driven company, we really pride ourselves in being able to provide a lot of data and insights around really what makes a customer a sticky customer, what makes sure that all the integrators really doing all the right things up front to really set up not only themselves, their customer for success, but ultimately reflecting back on the builder and making sure that that's really enhancing their net promoter score instead of hindering it in some way. So we have what are called our 6 best practices, where we've kind of evaluated all of the different data points of alarm.com customers and narrowed it down to 6 key things, like confirming your email address, setting up a notification, creating a user, all of those things that really make sure that ultimately the home buyer is going to be more effectively using their system to its fullest extent.
Very good. And that's not a one and done sort of process, right? That's a sustained communication effort.
It is. So up front, we do provide a lot of tools within our system to really make sure that the integrator is taking the right actions up front. So we have what's called like our system check. So it kind of goes through all of the programming of the system to make sure that there's no technical issues, that they are engaging with the homeowner on the 6 best practices. But then as we kind of go on through the home buyer journey, as you mentioned, John, really making sure that it doesn't end there. There are additional email communications, in-app messaging that can be triggered for the homeowner so that they're able to not only see what maybe they're not taking advantage of yet that they do have access to, but also if they want to add additional features and functionality to their system over time, giving them ideas of what those things could be and making it really seamless for them to do that over time.
Yeah, I think I've done a session before where we've talked about the partnership between the builder and vendors and the trade contractors, and sometimes the evaluation on the builder's part gets limited to a technical execution piece, which is rock solidly important. But when you said alarm.com started in interactive security, it cuts to the kind of the fundamental nature of our technology versus a lot of others, is that people are interacting with it. And the technology is only as good as the people have been educated and communicated with. And so if we don't have that skill set, if we don't have that set of assets on the communication and education piece, we're not going to have a good person product interface. And we're not going to have that great experience that we're all looking for. So you guys have really taken the bull by the horns on that, and I appreciate that. Can we talk a little bit about the future? I mean, I think we could probably go on and on about today and yesterday, but what's what's on the near horizon, or what can you talk about as a publicly traded company that's coming that builders in particular should be excited about?
Yeah, we are all the time, um, attending shows like Tech Home Builder and really keeping our ear to the ground of, what is the next up and coming technology? Who are the manufacturers or partners within those areas that make sense to bring into the Alarm.com ecosystem? So that's been a huge help in our team really driving the product roadmap for Alarm.com and really better understanding, going back to some of those pain points and areas that builders in particular have issues with. How can we continue to help them with their business? And so we've really taken a look at that and identified a couple of key areas that we think we can continue to expand our services to address those needs. First, with employee safety, we see that as being a huge issue and pain point with builders, of their sales agents within their models that are staffing these communities, and how can we make sure that Alarm.com can deploy a solution that's ultimately going to make those employees feel safer, give them peace of mind, but also be able to, from a high level standpoint, really make sure that it's showing that the builder's doing everything they can possible to make sure that their employees are safe. So that's an area of focus for us coming down the pipe this year, that we're excited to be able to extend some additional services to our builders on that front. Secondly, I think AI is a huge topic of conversation, and a lot of different companies are leveraging it in different ways. Internally, we're already leveraging AI to help our dealers better support the end users ultimately, by creating our own kind of AI chat GPT like engine for searching specific troubleshooting questions and things like that. So we've already deployed that internally, but we're also looking how that can be deployed externally. Through cameras is a great way that we've already done that, by having our video analytics be able to detect between a person, vehicle, animal, and we'll continue enhancing that story over time. And even leveraging video through our central station partners for what's called like escalated events, so that those central station partners can really take action on behalf of the homeowner. So we're looking at using AI in that way. And then lastly, AI through driving additional services with different channels, that are kind of ancillary to our business and builders' businesses. So we've got a subsidiary company, Building 36, that actually specializes on the HVAC channel. And how can we deploy analytics to be able to detect whether a thermostat or an HVAC system is not operating as efficiently as it should, and really taking the proactive measures to really drive the HVAC partner to schedule a service call with that homeowner to really make sure that that's being taken care of proactively, as opposed to letting something break and being more reactionary. So those are all ways that we're looking to deploy AI. And then lastly, a big emphasis I know for not only Alarm.com, but a lot of builder partners, is that idea of whole home energy monitoring, and really what that looks like, not only from deploying smart utility panels, smart breakers, but solar, battery, EV. These are all kinds of things that can work cohesively together to create a better energy story for those homeowners. And Alarm.com's already taken the start in that, in integrating with some of the great solar inverter partners out there, so we can bring in the solar production data into the Alarm.com app. But that's really just the starting point. We're looking to expand that much broader with other product categories and relationships.
Very good. Well, as always, you folks are organized, and you
You have to be, right?
yeah, well, I mean, I think I am curious. AI is the thing that's come along that almost feels like the internet or mobile in terms of the depth and breadth of applications. Like, we've had a lot of different fatty things come through, right? Whether it's 5G or big data. I know you're a big data company in many ways, but like they become the trend line thing in the IT industry, but AI feels different. And I'm sure the handful of applications that you talked about are just the lowest hanging fruit or the biggest short term opportunities. And you can nod your head if you say that there's a whole bunch of others that are waiting in the wings as you get some of the first things right. You're nodding your head.
Definitely.
Good.
Yes.
Okay,
Just the
well,
tipping point.
one quick personal question. You've done a great job representing alarm.com, but like, what is your favorite thing about technology and innovation and working with builders? There's a lot of things that we can all bemoan and talk about our struggles getting builders to maybe move faster than their instincts. But what's your favorite thing?
Yeah, I mean, technology in general, John, I really love that when I come to work every day, nothing is ever no 2 days are the same, right? Technology is constantly evolving, and we're pushing down updates on a weekly basis to our system, so it's always keeping me on my toes of new things that I have to learn every single week. Um, but from a builder perspective, I love this industry so much. It's there is very much this sentiment of just partnership. I think that really kind of undertones everything that we do. And a lot of the builders that I have had the pleasure of working with to this point, like that is a huge emphasis for them. And I can really appreciate that they're not looking at me as just another vendor. It's really a consultative approach and how we can partner and work together ultimately to deliver a better experience for their homeowner. So that's my favorite part of it. And I've had the pleasure of being in this builder facing role for 6 of my 9 years at alarm.com. And we've grown our builder program really from from the beginning all the way to where it is today. And now we're working in some capacity with all of the top 20 builders. So it's truly exciting. And like I said, always keeps me on my toes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, for providing a lot of wonderful information, for your enthusiasm and your energy and your warmth around these topics. We really appreciate you and alarm.com. And that's it for today's Arc of Achievement Awards honoree interview.
Thanks, John.